Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How
Hi,
are you?
Aunt. I'm just so good. We're just having such a great day. And then we get to review this terrible show.
Terrible.
The
Terrible. I mean,
worst.
it keeps on going. I keep on. What do I say every week? Are we having fun yet? Because I haven't had any fun yet. And the only fun they had last night, the only fun they had fun 2 times. One, the Mokies. I've always wanted a Moki. I want a blue Moki.
Okay.
A light powder blue Moki. I would
Okay.
love a Moki. I've always wanted a Moki. Down in Boca and West Palm Beach, they're everywhere. People drive them like they do cars. They're so cool. So I love a Moki.
But they didn't have fun on them.
Well, because it was raining.
Maybe on the way back when they were going over Jessel's
when they were
list.
intoxicated.
Yeah, when they were going over Jessel's list.
And they seemed to have a little fun when they were doing the limbo.
Well, I think they had more. I think that this episode was the peak, I think, of what people think.
I want to impersonate Jessel.
Okay, we can't pick apart how she's looking at her phone.
That's all she does, though, is have notes on everybody. Oh
no, just on Erin.
Oh no, I think she has them on everyone.
Maybe, but we don't know.
Oh, I think she has them on everybody.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
She has them on everyone. Now, what do you think about the sunglass saga?
I think that, as I said last week, I believe that I don't understand Ubah's perspective whatsoever. And I believe that is cultural. I don't have family across the world. I don't get it.
I thought,
but she needs to let it go.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I don't get it. I think she needs to sit down. Listen, I referenced back. What did I say the last time when we were talking about this? Similarly, or maybe it was something different that I brought this example up, but it applies the same.
Okay.
Just like when Kyle thought that Garcelle hadn't paid for her charity event.
Right.
Kyle didn't think that was a big deal to say. Because she was unaware of how that would look because Garcelle's
culturally. Right.
Now, the same thing is with Ubah, and it's not race, but it's culture related, right? Or it's just like where her family's located. Erin, you don't get it. Your whole family's in the Upper East or in New York City, wherever they are, all over.
She's in Tribeca. Yada, yada. Don't forget.
She's
in Tribeca. Up and coming.
Her dad's not there. Trust me. He's in some place on up. That's all I'll say. Up.
Yeah.
You just don't get it. But now here's the difference. Garcelle sat Kyle down and explained it to her. Didn't scream and yell.
Didn't.
She won't see different. She thinks Ubah thinks that everyone's supposed to understand her situation with her family.
Right.
Without taking someone's phone for 45 minutes is really a simple prank.
It's very simple.
How about, where's my phone? Did someone take my phone? And tell the whole house why it's triggering you. Say, right. I know it's a joke, but my family doesn't.
Well, she didn't know it was a joke until after.
I would have gone and asked everyone in the house.
Yeah, totally. Did you see my phone? Did you see my phone?
Yeah.
Well, see, I wear a watch and I can just hit locate my phone.
Yeah, but it would show up in the house.
Not only that, but you can do all that stuff. You just press it and boom.
That wouldn't do much good for them. They're sitting in a villa. She knew it was in the villa. She just didn't know where it was in the villa.
Yeah, but you press it and it dings. If you're within so much,
you're saying do find my iPhone, not just look at location.
Yeah, find my iPhone. It dings. You want me to show you? Watch. Well, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb right now because I don't want too many messages to interrupt us. But so you press this on your watch and it buzzes your phone. So you don't really lose it as long as it's in the facility.
Well, she didn't do that.
Not facility, in the vicinity.
Well, she could have been in the facility. You never know.
She was kind of losing it. I thought she might end up in the facility.
Well, at least Sai would have some toilet paper for her. So,
yeah. Did Sai bring toilet paper to this?
No, it was her. It was her spot. She had it ready.
Oh, you think she made sure I'm surprised they didn't make a big deal of the toilet paper.
I think she probably wouldn't stay somewhere that didn't have it.
The proper toilet paper.
I don't think so.
I thought it was sort of funny that the alarm did go off when the 45 minutes was up, and that's when it should have ended. But she had herself in such a frenzy. There was no coming down from that until she went full ballistic, over the top insanity, and Ubah went a little insane. That's
My
what was
notes are Ubah way overdid it. Ubah
Yeah.
has a point, but I think she
Yeah.
could have explained herself more to
Yeah.
Erin. Erin would have
Yeah.
understood. Then after, Ubah's in a bad mood.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
thought the
every
rain
single
was
thing.
foreshadowing. She didn't need the glasses.
I could have done without the tampon talk.
Oh, I know. Again and again and again.
Not really. No one's talked about tampons.
Oh,
That's not talking about sex and vaginas. That's talking about something that is just not something we need to talk about.
I
For
thought
me.
I thought it was funny that Jessel, once again, first Jessel was passed over, then at the bar, and then
Yeah.
it was by Elvis. And then I thought it was hysterical that Jenna Lyons was like, just like, oh, I just love this t-shirt. Oh, this is everything. Oh, okay, Jenna Lyons. And I mean, this is like how insane this show is. It's just like a whole other level. And then Sai made a big deal out of the fact she was pouring shots because she used to be a bartender for 10 years and all she could do was pour fireball shots. I mean, come on. You do that's you learned that at 15. Thinking to myself, I mean, that's how crazy it was. That's how crazy it was. And Jessel showed herself to not be that smart.
Why are you whispering?
Because
no one can hear it.
I know, but
we can't use it. No one can hear it.
Okay, that she showed herself not to be that smart.
Why are you whispering?
Because I don't like insulting people, but I don't think Jessel is that smart.
If that's not a quotable line I've ever heard in my life, I don't like insulting people. Said aunt never.
But I don't like to question people's intelligence because, you know, she's had a fantastic education, but she didn't know what moonshine was. She doesn't know you make it in your bathtub. She thinks it's natural. I just couldn't, like, I can't with some people. Like, they just, I don't know.
Erin had to climb, but Brynn took the elevator.
Yeah. I mean, Sai is smart and Brynn
No, but that had nothing to do with intelligence. That had to do with the social climber.
Yeah. That's Brynn. Yeah. But Brynn is smart. Brynn is smart.
No, for sure. But
I mean,
are we still talking about Jessel not being smart?
No, I don't know about Jessel and I don't know about Erin, but I think Sai and Brynn are very smart.
I think Erin's pretty smart. You can tell. But we also don't need to talk about their intelligence.
I know.
Jessel's
all right.
dumb.
Well, I was over. I kept on thinking when they took out the Elvis shirt that it would be in J. Crew's line next year. But she doesn't work for J. Crew anymore, right?
No, she also ran J. Crew. She doesn't work like she was the boss.
I mean, I understand that, but they still gave her a check.
I guess, but she also was everyone's
for
boss.
them. She worked for J.
I just think it's important to say run the company because
she might have ran the company.
There's a lot of people at the Burlington Mall that work at J. Crew.
Yeah, but like Bob Iger, he still works for Disney even though he's the CEO.
Yeah, we look at the stocks. He's not running.
I mean, like Bob Kraft.
Bob Iger ain't running Disney with the stock price these days. He might be in charge.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, like, he's the head, but
he ran it. What I'm saying is, like, she took it to another level. Like,
No, but I'm saying here's the difference. Like, Bob Kraft owns the company. He owns the Patriots. He doesn't work for the Patriots. He is the Patriots. Whereas,
I understand that.
But Bob Iger, he works for Disney, and Jenna Lyons worked for J. Crew. She isn't J. Crew. There's a difference.
Totally, but I just think it's important to acknowledge that she wasn't, you know, like an hourly worker.
I loved when Erin said when they played Connect 4 that they were having fun for the first time the whole trip.
It looked horrifyingly boring.
It looked so bad. Can we go play Connect 4 on the lawn?
They look like they're on Control Cruise. I mean, cruise control.
It's too much.
Okay, but you're not even laughing at the jokes they made that actually were funny.
What jokes? I missed it.
Control Cruise.
Who?
When Ubah goes, I'm on Control Cruise. And they were like, what? And she was
Cruise
like,
control.
Cruise control.
Yeah, but that wasn't a joke. She doesn't know how to, I think that was messed up. I don't think it was supposed to be a joke.
So was the guy who owned the Benton Motel's nail, but you thought that was funny.
That was.
What I'm trying to say is they do enough. We don't have to we can give them credit on
Can you hear the trucks doing construction at my
house?
Just
like I couldn't hear your phone buzzing when you pressed your watch.
Oh, you couldn't?
That's why we have these things. They're called
but I wasn't sure what it picked up.
That's why you can't whisper.
I won't. I
Well,
won't whisper ever again.
Aunt might be a little all over the place today. She did win a little money at the casino, and ironically, guys, this is no joke.
No joke.
48 hours ago, I was at the same casino playing the same game, and I won.
And you won, and I said, my Andrew won. I have 15 minutes free today. I'm gonna run over to the casino and I'm gonna play the same.
And you
machine.
won.
And I won too.
And we're not telling you guys which one it is because we want to keep going back and winning because we used to have a game there that Aunt introduced me to.
We had great, what was it called? Farmville.
Farmville. We'll talk about that one.
If anybody out there has the Farmville, goes to a casino that has Farmville, let us know because we'll do
put it in the
road
comments. Please.
Yes, if anybody has Farmville. Okay. Is Sai ever not hungry? I just want to know.
I think that's kind of her shtick. Like, I think that she likes to say that. I think Sai's the most normal of anyone on the whole show.
Yeah, I think so too. I do too.
I did like that Jenna Lyons was defending Erin. They all really did. It was like it was planned. And I hate to say this, like,
what did I tell you a couple of weeks ago? It's like they take turns of who's going to get beat up every episode. I almost think it's like, okay, we're going to beat up on you this episode, and then next week is mine, and then the next week we'll go to Jessel, and the next week is Jenna.
I don't think this is
natural.
The
next week,
I think producers
that's what
are
I'm
pushing
thinking.
it.
It's I think every week. Okay, this week it's Brynn. This week it's but Ubah's the only one that's not being attacked. This week it's Sai. Next week it's Jessel. I think they're just doing like this round robin of insults, and they're all in on it. That's what I think.
I think that production is spearheading it. See who the weakest cast members are, who can handle it, who can't. Get rid of them. I don't think they'd get rid of Ubah for many reasons.
Well, because she's exotic. Ballistic.
She's black. Like there's a lot of reasons. I don't think they would. I mean, not first season. She's not going to be their first cut, and Sai's too good. So like Sai wouldn't get cut regardless of her race and her makeup.
Now, what about Erin? I'm starting to think Erin could get cut.
I don't think so. She's kind of like that's why I think they're creating this tension so that there's a storyline that comes back next year that's organic. Erin is the villain. They don't like Erin. Maybe there's other alliances. I think that they're constructing this. I just don't think it should be called Housewives. I think that I go back to what Jill Zarin said. There's just, I don't know. I just don't know how we went from Erin leaving to talking about Mimi and all these things and how her Mimi did this and all. I just couldn't believe it. And Pebbles would be Brynn's stripper name. That was kind of funny. But one of my notes literally says this show is so bland. I'm over it.
It's so bland. And I mean, I'm also going to say that I don't think Brynn is doing herself any favors. She's too over the top.
Oh, I think she's great.
Jumping on Jenna's bed and saying, I'm wet. And you know what that means. I
think she was trying to get Jenna to be upset. I think that production thought Jenna would be mad that she did that on her bed with her hair.
Oh, I just think it's too, but then she's coming on to Andy last night on Watch What Happens Live. And then she's coming on to the guy who was in The Bachelor. I can't think of his name now. Cameron, was his name Cameron?
I don't care. I'm going to stop you.
Tyler.
What do you mean she was coming on to Andy? Do you know? First and foremost, that's who she is.
No, but I'm saying it's too much to be hitting on women, hitting on men, and
I don't
just
think
keep
she's
on saying
seriously hitting on Jenna Lyons or Andy. That's what I'm saying is her personality.
Oh, I don't know about that because she was like, I'm freezing my eggs. I'm freezing my eggs with a rich.
No, you're not that naive. Don't be that naive. You're not.
I am. No, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. As a woman, I think she is a social climber. There, I think you're a social climber,
but she's not seriously thinking. I think that's part of her. Let me flirt with you kind of thing, make jokes, is because she gets awkward. She doesn't know how to connect with people. And that's her way of I
think she doesn't have any problem connecting with people. She was basically all over The Bachelor last night.
I'm talking about genuinely connecting with someone, having a real conversation and understanding something about them that you're connected with. So her way of connecting is flirting, being sexual. She
has overt. Yeah, maybe it's all a defense mechanism on her part. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I'm just going to tell you, as a woman, I would like to know what other women think, because I'm starting to get turned off by her, because it can't be you're trying to hit on men and you're hitting on every guy and then you're hitting on Jenna and you're just like, where's your authenticity?
I know,
do
but
you
don't you think
really
she's
want to
going
get
after Jenna
married? Do
Lyons
you
because it's
really want to have a baby? Do you really want to settle down? Or do you just want to find the highest bidder?
See,
I don't know.
I think you're thinking too much into it. I think her brand has been looking for a husband, looking for a family. So, like what she did once Jenna was single, knowing it's Jenna Lyons, the one that's the most well known of anyone on the show. She has no idea how they're going to edit it. She has no idea how they're going to market it.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
she say, "Let me go to the one who doesn't fly coach, the one who barely takes off her, collared shirt, the one that has this big reputation, the one that she can get some attention." When she says it in front of the group, like, oh, maybe it wouldn't get as much attention if it was Ubah. Like, maybe it wouldn't get as much attention. Like, maybe it would be laughed off. But because she's going for the one that is the most like put together, thinks about their image so much character, I think that that's where it's getting attention. And Brynn is all about getting attention.
No, I think she's about getting attention, and I just think she's doing it the wrong way.
I think
That's
that's
just
her
me as a
shtick.
woman. I'm telling you.
But did you get upset that Tamra, are you upset that Tamra's implants are in the clubhouse? Are you upset that Tamra makes out with Andy all the time in front of her
Well,
husband?
I was going to say, Tamra, I wrote down, Tamra better be careful because Andy might have a new favorite, because until now, I've always thought it was Tamra,
I think that Andy knows what good
because
TV is.
they made
Brynn's-
out on New Year's Eve one year.
If they had 5 Bryns, you'd like this better than Salt Lake.
Oh,
They'd be all unhinged.
I can't imagine I'd like it better than Salt Lake. They're so good.
But
You want to know what? Salt
unhinged.
Lake is so good that I watched it again Sunday morning while I ate breakfast.
I told you, I
laughed,
watched it times.
and he laughed even harder.
They're all unhinged.
You can leave.
Yeah.
I love it.
But they're all unhinged. That's why you like them. So when Bryn's unhinged, but she's around a bunch of
Well, they're not. None of them are unhinged. There's not one. Well, Ubah was a little unhinged this week.
I think Bryn's been unhinged since the beginning. She's been trying to be funny. She's been sexual. She's been mad. She's gotten sad. She's shared her trauma. Brynn has actually been an excellent housewife, and she would be the one that would get. I think Brynn actually would be amazing on any season because she's different. Like every franchise,
she would be good with other housewives.
Because she actually is a housewife, but because the others are not even close, you look at her as like really weird and obscure and inappropriate, but that's because nothing is balancing her. Nothing. Meanwhile, if you had other housewives that were funny, that had businesses, that were being messy, that were getting drunk, that were doing this, you wouldn't focus in as much on how Brynn is just really out there because you'd have more to compare it to.
I'm going to tell you, I have a new prerequisite for housewives.
Well, I can't wait, casting director.
They should be actual housewives. Not actual housewives, but they should actually be married or at least divorced. I think, when Bethany came on, she wasn't a housewife. There are a lot of people who aren't married or never married. And I mean, Brynn's one of them, Ubah. I don't know. I don't even know if they should be on the Housewives. I think it's better when you have a cast like New Jersey where they were all married when they started. New York where they started, except for
I think all married
everybody
is
was
not
married.
okay because like there's people that like want to be housewives and like got divorced. Like I think it's
not divorced, but if you've never been married, I don't even know if you should be on the Housewives.
I think it's okay to have a character like Brynn and a character like Bethany that is like searching for love, and they're like they don't have kids, they haven't been married before, but they're really searching for love. I think you have to be obsessed with it because you want to be a housewife. You don't want to just be a woman in a house.
No, I don't know.
Listen to what I just said?
Yeah, I know what you said.
I said you want to be a housewife, not a woman in a house. Meaning like if you're not looking for your love, if you're not with someone, or if you're not divorced, how does that word wife even remotely come into your orbit? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think like Jenna.
Saying.
Yeah, but if you look at them, Ubah's really the only one. I think Ubah should be cut because Brynn's looking for love all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jenna Lyons is divorced, has a kid. So that's different.
Right.
And the others all have kids and are married.
Right.
Ubah's the one that like you don't see her dating. You don't see her doing anything. So why is she just a woman on a show?
Yeah, she is just a woman.
Now, if she says, I don't ever want to get married, I want to be single forever, that would be a plot twist. because it would be, but instead she's like, I would get married if I met the right person. It's like, okay, so like, what do you have in common with these people?
Well, she doesn't
Nothing.
have anything except they're on a show together.
Oh, but she wants to promote awareness for single people worldwide.
She shouldn't be on the Housewives. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And you know what else I wrote down? Because I don't like this show and I haven't really liked it. I hate tattoos that are random and just because you think they make you cool. I just want to say that.
Do you know? Okay, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions before I find out where this came from. Wherever where whoever triggered you in this direction, did they say why they have the tattoos that they have?
No.
So you're assuming that there's no meaning behind it.
I noticed a trend of some people have a tattoo.
Is this on the show or like at the casino today?
No, on the show. I was watching a show the other day. Oh, and when I was watching Southern Charm, Taylor the other day just has like this random little writing here. And
what if it's her grandmother's handwriting? Because I have a cousin that's thinking of doing that.
I know people who have one with their grandmother. Okay. But I don't think this was Taylor and Southern Charm. And like, so last night, Jessel came out and she just got this stupid tattoo on her back. And it's just because she wants to like appear cool. That's how I feel about them. I think a lot of people just get a tattoo because they think they're like cool.
I personally would never get a tattoo.
Me either.
But I wouldn't even get one as a memory.
Me either.
Like I don't want it on me. I mean, I'll keep you in my memory, but I don't need to tattoo you on me.
No, I'm not. You know, I don't get it. I
agree with you. But I also think like
I just don't like Jessel had this like just random tattoo on her back. And with Jessel, I feel like she only has it because she thinks she's cool. I probably just offended a bunch of people out there with tattoos. I don't mean to offend you. We're
gonna lose our hundreds of thousands of listeners.
It's not that I just think some people get a tattoo just to be cool, and she appears to be one of them. If you have a tattoo in your grandmother's signature or your this, that, you've got a rose, you got butterflies that symbolize people who died or things like that, that's one thing. But when you just have this random one in the back, it's just because you want to be cool. It's kind of like belly button piercing. That's how I think about belly button piercing. You just do it because you think it makes you a rebel.
Okay, let me tell you something. Jessel is not Al Capone. Okay.
No, and she's not in the vault or on the list.
Jessel is like a messy murderer that goes in and kills a few people, leaves all the evidence, calls the police herself, and then walks outside going, arrest me. Okay. Al Capone would do a ton of things. No one knew really. You find out later on.
Do you think she even knows who Al Capone is, or is it like moonshine? She's not really sure. She just heard the name.
Well, I mean, she didn't say it.
Who said it was Al Capone's list?
Brynn and
Ubah. Yeah.
I mean, but I'm just like, what do you mean? And Jenna Lyons goes, I didn't know Al Capone had a list.
No, he has a vault.
I mean, but also like, and I have to say, if there's one thing that Jessel, like that I think has been funny by Jessel all season long, was that she has a list of all these different things. And
I mean, it made it seem like she was doing something all this time.
And it was funny when she was reading some of them. Like they were actually kind of funny. Now, if I was her, I would blow that up. Now, obviously the season's like complete, but I would have made that more of a thing. Now it could be. And let me tell you something. I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon. I actually think you're in it for the long haul. I think there's probably 14 episodes.
Is that included in the reunion?
Well, I mean, next week would be the season finale. If it was 12.
Oh,
they're going to most likely do an even number.
Yeah.
So I think it's at least 14.
Oh, don't tell me it's 16. If it's 16, I don't know what I'll do. I might have to go waterboard myself.
Wow.
Okay, well, you know what? I think
we only have a few minutes left. We talked about them a little more because hating people
is
energy. Oh, the last thing I'll say is Brynn was so happy to find the phone. That made me laugh.
I know.
She was so happy.
She was so wasted at the end of the episode too. So wasted talking about her bangs. They did bring it. I would say they look nice. At least they looked a little bit better this episode.
What happens live quick, and then we'll press end, and then we'll do a separate recap on the drama we want to talk about. And
okay. All right. That's separate.
Okay, so Watch What Happens Live was nice. I thought Brynn was great. I thought she was super funny. And
no, she was good, but it's like too much the shtick. Like, how much longer do you think you can do that in your life? You're like 38, 39 years old. It's getting a little old. That's like a 24, 27 year old.
But what do you mean? I don't think
it's just like the
she's been on TV for the first time ever.
I know. I think it was all too much, though.
I think this is that you're like really believing that this is who she is.
Well, that's who she's portraying on television is all I can go by.
Okay, but I think like we know people that totally don't act like we know people that must not act the way they do on TV. Like, come on, we've heard all these stories about these people. Taylor Armstrong has a personality off TV. So I mean, you know. So I think that Andy was funny. I thought she was messy. I will say, Jessel, girl, you just keep falling down on my list.
Oh, you know what, too?
Rule number one is don't go to Watch What Happens Live when another
as a guest member. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was weird. It was bad. I didn't get that at all. At all. Jessel was in the audience and she was supposed to be the guest, but she found out the Bachelor dude was going to be there. And so she cleared her schedule. It was so weird. Like, really, why are you clearing your schedule for this guy? Oh, and who did he go out with once? Oh, yeah.
Gigi Hadid.
Gigi. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the last thing I'll say about the episode is Ubah, when the tequila thing, when she's like, oh, I need a whole thing of tequila. It was like, how desperate can you be? Like, you've talked about how you don't like to drink. It doesn't like make you feel that way. And then you're going to say that. Like, I just think someone needs to come on this show and knock Ubah down. I don't like her. She ruined me. Like, I thought she was so innocent and she's just like, it was just out of left field. I get it, but it was
a little bit overboard.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Well,
all right. Well, we'll be back.
I think that the main reason why we'll
be back next week talking about
the
Real Housewives of New York. Hey, but you know what? Follow us over on Instagram at Aunt and Andrew. I post all day long.
You see me trying to talk?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Our daily mess is the entire cast.
Oh, the Daily Mess. No, it was Ubah. Okay. Really, she was a mess. The Daily Mess was Ubah this week.
Fine.
Yeah, it was Ubah. She was just messy. Messy. She should have ended it. I get that she did the 45 minutes on the phone. It should have ended then.
Yep. And you know what happens when you're a messy Ubah? You get 1 stars. But anyhow, love you guys. Follow us, like us, subscribe us, comment on us. Talk to you soon.